Hello there, twin flames, and welcome to God Conscious Twin Flame 1111. My name is Pamela, and I want to welcome you back to my channel, all my new subscribers, viewers. Um, Thank you for your comments in the last video when I do the live videos. It doesn't record your comments, so bear with me. I will try to catch them as as they come through. I am on my last day here in New York, and I want to thank you for your patience with me as I was unable to do the daily readings. It has been a very busy 10 or 11 days. I don't even remember how long I've been here. 12 days, I guess. Um, I It has been a very exciting trip. It has been a very wonderful trip. I did have an opportunity to spend some time with my divine masculine. It was a very peaceful, cathartic time with him. There was some issues resolved. There were some discussions about the future. Um, he said if I did go back and visit him at his home that he wasn't going to let me leave, which wasn't quite rational because I have a lot to do back in Florida and I don't want to be in New York anymore, so, and nor does he. But it was a very sweet and tender time yesterday that we got to share, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. He came close to avoiding me because he doesn't want to see me leave, but but that's his heart, and it's so interesting to be able to share in this journey with you guys. I have missed doing these readings. I have missed spending time with the collective. I have missed uh, just the tribe, to be honest. So I want to thank you for being present. I want to thank you for watching my videos. I want to thank you for all your likes and comments, and for the new subscribers, welcome. I will be more consistent when I land in Florida. This there were some things that I want to share with you that I also got. While here, I forgot who I was in the kingdom of God. And I think that was primarily because I was in so many places and there were moments that I felt so disoriented. And just a reminder to pray and to stay connected. And I'm grateful that the angels opened up my schedule to be able to do this reading for you today. I am listening today to calming, peaceful music, soothing and healing meditation for clean energy, which I desperately needed. And this is by Sleep Meditation, and that's a great source for meditation music for you. I want to read to you the daily Bible verse that I had today, which is quite empowering, and it comes from Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. And that is really summing up what this mission is all about. Love holds no harm, holds no errors, doesn't count the errors. And that's what we're called to task on this twin flame journey. Not to hold your divine partner, whether it's a male or a female, to the behaviors of the past, because that was all a clearing and undoing of the lower vibrational energies. And the journey takes what the journey takes to get clear. And this reading will show you that. I prayed over, shuffled, and laid out the deck. The divine masculine. Before I begin, there was another reading that I got that I wanted to share with you. I did another reading, which I'll put up. It was a recorded reading, but it got interrupted because there was some finalization of plans that I need to make before I leave tonight. So the other verse that I got and the other message that I got that I want to share with you comes from, I believe it's the book Jesus Calling. I could be wrong, but it's for today, May 22nd. When things don't go as you would like, accept the situation immediately. If you indulge in feelings of regret, they can easily spill over the line into resentment. Remember that I am sovereign over your circumstances, and humble yourself under my mighty hand. Rejoice in what I am doing in your life, even though it is beyond your understanding. I am the way, the truth, and the life. In me, you have everything you need, both for this life and for the life yet to come. Don't let the impact of the world shatter your thinking or draw you away from focusing on me. The ultimate challenge is to keep fixing your eyes on me no matter what is going on around you. When I am central in your thinking, you are able to view circumstances from my perspective. And the verse that goes with that is out of 1 Peter 5:6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Excuse me. And that really, again, sums up this journey of the divine partnership. In due time, you guys will be together. So I'll start out with what was at the bottom of the deck. The energy is abandoning a path to follow intuition. So he is leaving behind the ways of the world, and he is looking to move on to this journey. This journey of the divine partnership, even though he may not understand it the way you do, the watcher, that this is a divine path and that there is a name or a label attached to it, and that that there is a purpose behind going through all of these turmoils. But he knows he wants to leave what he has known from the karmic world and from the people that he has been associating with. He knows he wants to leave that behind. He's afraid to come to you because the love that we show them is love they've never known. The way they feel about us is very scary, and it is an unknown world. And so this is trying to follow the intuitive path, which is the path that we're on in this divine partnership. Is we are divinely inspired to follow the path of love. And for many of us, love was a definition, or it was an ideology that was put before us from maybe from our parents, or from, many of us come from broken households, so we really maybe made it up in our own mind. And this is showing a divine masculine walking away from that ideology and looking to follow his gut and his intuition, and to move toward what is the unknown, what is scary, what is not something that he is familiar with. And some of us divine feminines are not as familiar with it either, and it has been a very scary journey, and it has been very daunting, the tasks that were at hand. But he's doing it, and you may not see it yet in the natural, and you may very well have the opportunity to see it in the natural. So just keep staying patient. And I remember from the Friday reading, it said to stay away from him, let him get to that place on his own, let him find the love, without your controlling, without your manipulating, without your desires imposed on it. You want him to come to you purely, and he is, because in this position, in the work position, he has the Two of Cups. So this is his priority right now, is to get to this harmony, this equality, this balance, this love, this divine partnership. He is looking to get there. He is looking for to begin this relationship again. But in order to begin this relationship, clearly he's got to go through this walking away from the old. So still in all, be patient with him as he converges upon this idea of moving forward in this emotional capacity toward you, the divine partner on the twin flame journey. He wants to be able to share the affections with you, and he wants to be able to share his life with you. But in the past, which is what he's walking away from, he's not completely away from it yet. He's walking towards the intuition of the moon. In the past, what he has known has been disruptive and chaotic and controlling and just awful with women. And it could have started with his mother, and it could have started with all of them in his life. But as he's walking away from that and seeing that you are the pure love, the true love that he wants and that he needs, you will see more of this. He's trying to get here. This is the Palace of Coins. And the Palace of Coins is an ultimate card of happiness. Now, we're still walking up to the top of the mountain to get to this. But the light that comes from within it is the fire of our hearts. And the fire of his hearts is starting to come out. It's starting to come from that intuition and his desire to get to this place of love. And it is quite encouraging to see this show up in the reading. And when you see the feminine cards that laid out after I prayed over and shuffled these decks, you both have a full deck that you're working with. Today I put for him, I switched it to the Tarot of Dreams by Sarah Marchetti. And for you, I gave you the Gilded Tarot by Sarah Marchetti. So the major arcana card that showed up in his deck was Strength. So I'll get to that in a minute. The Palace of Coin is a symbolization of the transformation that he's undergoing from this, moving away from the karma into the intuitive, into this, trying to walk up that hill to get to the Palace of Coins, which is, it's a climb, but he can see that it's attainable now. He can see that he can reach that. He can get to the goals of having that harmony in the Two of Cups to get to this relationship, and you guys will build this together. Now, his energy is the King of Coins. The King of Wands, and the King of Wands is a charismatic leader. Part of the mission is to lead people to love, and so this is what he's working on. This is where he's at. To make a difference. But to make the difference, he has to get through all of that energy. Now, I showed that this is the unexpected, the Strength card. Now, in the past, he's used this strength to run from you, from the relationship, from the truths, because they weren't real to him. If you're writing me a message, I apologize. I'm going to try and see it because I have you sideways. The messages don't show up for me at the end. I apologize. So feel free to write a message at the end under the comments section. And then if you have questions, I'm just going to ask you to let me get through the feminine reading, and I would be more than happy to answer questions. So the Strength card is what he used to run in the past, and then we wondered why. How could he stay away? Because he has this reserve of inner strength that he has used to the negative. He is learning how to use that strength now to the positive. So we are all, I don't like to use the word guilty, but we're guilty of this. The Strength card is this tremendous inner force that we have that can be used for potential good or for harm. And as it related to this relationship, he ran. And I don't want to say necessarily that it was harm or that it was bad. He had to protect himself because of all of what he had been through in the karmic relationship and the past relationships. So he had to run, and the running was better for you and for me because I'm a divine feminine. The last run was because he was still in such great turmoil from all of the events of the past to which he needed to clear. And what he saw was truth was that love is pain, love is hurtful, women are not to be trusted. And if he was to stay with you, he would have projected, even though he was projecting it on you anyway to cause him to run, it would have projected more in a physical manner, which would have been too much more traumatic for the feminine and for him personally, because then he has the guilt of having treated you so poorly. And although he has treated you poorly, I think it was much more mellow than what it could have been based on where he's been. So this is a message I want to get through, because there are people that were around us that saw this, that want us to stay away from this divine masculine. And it is really important for us to maintain our truth and to keep what's happening only with the people that understand, because the lessons here are for you to grow and to change and to start to see unconditional love in all of the affairs. If he's not okay, you don't need to be around him. And he has learned to stay away from you, which is why he was in the runner phase. Now, if your divine masculine is anything like mine, he is a pot stirrer. And he gets bored very easily. And I think that this is as a result of how he found love. Children seek for love in negative ways and seek negative attention. And any attention is better than no attention. And he's still coming through that. That energy is in a page. And because he wants to be the king, that energy is going to start to dissipate. So this is the outcome card. He may go back into this for a minute. He may misuse the strength again to run. I know mine did, or tried this past few times that we had a plan to see each other on Friday, and he did not show up. He did not answer the phone. He did not respond to text messages, so I kept rolling. And I had to actually go through the area to get to my destination. And I just went with the flow. I'm like, all right, we talked about it later that day. And he said, I don't want to let you go. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I was better off to not see you at all. So he still has this energy to get through. The Page of Wands is a young energy, and it can be a destructive energy at times. But I think he wants to work through that. I think that he has to go back to go forward. We have to go back to go forward, and being that this is the overall energy for him, just be aware that it's not personal. It is a phase of the development for him to be able to move on. The transformation of the dreams that he has of you are really what you need to be focused on. He has this in his dreams. He's not so sure sometimes that he can make that a reality. He might still be working through some finances. He may be in some insecurities. He may still be, he's still walking away. So just be mindful of that. So overall energy for him as he's looking to get to this Two of Cups. See how cute those little birds are. And I can tell you that from my experience, and I hope that you would be inclined to share your experiences on here or in a private email with me, what's going on with your twin flame. I would encourage you to share it as comments on here to help others, because we do want to build a community. Now I'm going to move on to you, Divine Feminine. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Hanged Man, the Hanging Man. I'm going to try and, okay. So you two, you're in a different merging of energy here. You're starting to see yourself as a bigger part of the universe, that the collective consciousness. So you're merging your world with the collective consciousness of the world, and that's what the purpose of the twin flame journey is. Is we are like the sand on the beach. The sand on the beach wouldn't mean anything if there was only one speck of sand. We need all of those pieces of sand to make up the beach. We need all those drops of water to make up the ocean, and you're part of that. And so now you're going from the individual world of my journey has been so painful to the larger part on this side of it, that all of that meant something. And each thing that you cleared not just for yourself, but you cleared for me and for all the people that watch this channel and all of the divine partners that are out there. I believe it was 144,000 of us, plus all the others that are not yet awakened. So you're working on that. That's your overall energy. And in doing so, we have to find justice. Being concerned with the greater good of the world at large, fairness, equity, rational, intellectual thinking. This Justice card is showing her blindfolded, that she can do this blindfolded, that the justice just comes through her beingness, and she can respond intuitively from a place of equality, which is representative of what he wants. He wants to see us as equal. You're already equal with him. So don't forget who you are, my dear queens. We are queens and kings that are commissioned before we got here in time to institute the law of love. Now, the law of love is unconditional, and that's our role in this, and that's a very powerful role. Once you learn that's what we came here to do, then you want to find every way to get to it and to make it fair, so that when you're dealing with maybe friends that are in relationships that are struggling, and it doesn't matter if they're twin flames or not twin flames. I mean, I have people ask me, how do you know that you're twin flame? Well, I didn't get on this journey by accident. I didn't pursue it by accident. This was what was divinely orchestrated for me and for you, that we are part of this really powerful spiritual group of individuals who want to raise our vibration and ascend from this world of deceit and lies, because that's just love covered up. That's just people in tremendous pain. So we want to show them justice, with justice and judgment, back to back. We have three major arcana in our spread today, for the week of May 22nd through May 29th, and we have the Four of Wands. So we are quite satisfied with where we're at. We are content with where we're going. I know I am, and I pray that you are, especially after all the energies we've gone through over the last couple of weeks, which were, daunting and heavy, and some of us heavier than others. It depends on where you are on this journey. So this is either going to empower you, those that have gotten, that are further along on this journey, and those that are not so far along on this journey, this is going to encourage you that you should be seeking justice and fairness and the ideals of justice, that it be applied even-handedly and harmoniously for everybody. And then in the Four of Wands, you can see how when you are speaking truth, you can feel it in your core. So when you're assisting somebody on the path, whoever God put there or the angels put there for you, that you say to them, maybe he's in pain, maybe he's going through something. That is huge, because you teach what you learn what you teach. If we call them dirty dogs and they're no good and they're this and they're that, then we're teaching that which is still of the lower vibrational energy. Many of you aren't doing that anymore, but if you are doing that, be mindful that you don't like it when it's done, when they talk about your divine masculine in a negative light. You don't want to talk about anybody else's man or woman in a negative light, because we are all just traumatized beings. We're all going through some phase of post-traumatic stress disorder. You, my divine partners on this journey right now that are watching this video, have this contentment. You see the fruits of talking in love and really sharing in the patience and long suffering with your tribe, that you feel content with the way that you're describing things in life and in relationships. And relationships are our biggest challenge. We have a dragonfly. Dragonflies are also transformational animal insects. Butterflies are transformational. We're all in a phase of transformation, and we're all in a phase of development. And even though there's 7 billion people in the world, there's only 144,000. I could be wrong on that number, don't quote me exactly, but somewhere in that range of twin flames on this earth. So we are scattered across the world specifically to teach people about love. If it's an abusive situation, that's a different story, but we do want to teach about love. And even if they are abusing and they're in an abusive situation, we're not condoning it, but we have to understand that that person came from a significant amount of abuse. You get great satisfaction when you're able to teach the truth. No, you don't have to go back to it, but we do have to learn how to forgive it. And so being in the state of forgiveness gives us this contentment, this feeling of accomplishment, this feeling of, the sun. You got the sun in the unexpected. All of this is about happiness, success, and triumph, awareness, consciousness, confidence, optimism. That you have elevated divine feminines or divine masculines, because it doesn't matter, and I try to use that word freely because we have both energies within us. So you really have done a great job at harmonizing and balancing yourselves to the levels of awareness and ascension, rising above the pain bodies that we experience, into this more sophisticated view of yourself and of your partnership. And congratulations to you. I mean, this energy for the next week is really going to be powerful for the people that you get to affect in your daily life. So I just want to congratulate you on all the hard work that you've done. There are no dark cards in here. There is no more of that, at least this week. Now you have to also realize that there's a wheel and that we spin and that we're going to go through those phases again. But right now you're on the upswing. You're on that wheel of fortune where there is no wrong. You're able to be generous. You got the Six of Pentacles as you again. Um, and this is consistent. This was what we had for the weekend energy. So you're going to be in this generosity spirit. You were in a different position, but now this is you. You are still working hard to achieve your goals and achieving mastery of your goals. I can see that you have mastered self-confidence, that you have mastered justice, that you have mastered to the point where you are contented, and that the ultimate outcome for you, Divine Feminines, in this reading is judgment. So you have all this positivity around you, that your consciousness is really flowing in a positive way, that your projects are manifesting, and if you haven't yet stepped into it, the idea that you have to move forward should be given to the angels for them to continue to guide you on. Um, you, the judgment card in your outcome is you reap what you sow, and what's all around you is you're reaping harmony, and sowing harmony. You're reaping love. You're receiving love. If there's any of you that are still having difficulty receiving love and compliments and successful thoughts, don't worry, you will be able to. Or you're going to be reminded to receive compliments with humility. You know, I know that it's hard to receive it, but yes, you are a powerful, gorgeous queen. Go for it. And all the cards around you are saying, yeah, you got that self-confidence now. You worked hard for it. You really did. You are in this place of, in your beingness of justice. You are in this place of universal awareness. That's what this is showing, universal awareness. So you're kind of, all these beings are coming up to the light because of you. As is your divine masculine. He's coming out of the darkness because of the work that you're doing. He is looking to go into his intuitive self because of the work that you're doing. So keep up that good work. Keep up that, he's looking to go to that, to that, that coins towards the heavens of the potential, unrealized, if you will. But that's the potential for you guys. It is a powerful, beautiful future awaiting you both. You have under yours, the Two of Wands. You're on the right path. You are moving forward. For those of you that just began on your new journey of creative endeavors, you will succeed. You will be fruitful in it. You are at a new place of maturity on your journey. And it is showing me that it is causing you to feel contented, and that you may, because of this new place of maturity, you're going to be given greater authority over the people in your life. Stay in your intuitiveness. Stay in your, I want to put these back where they belong. Stay in your intuitiveness. Stay in your work mode here of, and generosity and sharing your talents and your gifts with the world around you. You are going to be in the next week just really content, and you will be in a space of justice, knowing that he's coming around, and go through your spiritual ears and your spiritual eyes. Keep it in God's hands. You want him to come to you in purity. You want him to come to you in love. You want him to come to you in the same maturity as a king as you are as the queen. You will not settle for this Page of Wands energy anymore. You will not settle for a knight. He is a king, and you're going to remind him he's a king. You're going to remind him he doesn't have to do those things that way anymore. You are, and if you're not doing it in the physical, you're going to do it in the spiritual. You're going to do it by prayer and supplication, and you're going to ask God to just remind him, to just send him those messages. He is listening. He is, a little slower than us to obey, but you have to take a look at how long it took you to obey. And I encourage you to be open and honest about that, because I honestly, it took me a long time to obey. And I think a lot of it wasn't that I was choosing to be in obedience. Oh, I couldn't see that. Oh, cool. Awake now. Thank you. Oh, keep doing that. That is so awesome. I wish I could keep that. Um, I'm not putting you in timeout. I want to add. Well, I can't do anything with that, but yes, keep reminding them of who they are. And so again, as you teach, you learn. You will remind yourself by reminding him that he is the king. You are a queen. You are a queen. I was reminded yesterday that I stepped out of my queenness into the lower realms as it relates to my birth family, and there's a lot of strife with my birth family. But they always come back to me for whatever. Sometimes just to rob the energy from me. Excuse me. So I'm guided to just kind of lay out the cards for the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. I apologize. I know it gets a little noisy when I shuffle the cards, but I want them shuffled and clear when I lay them out. So let me close that now. Okay, so if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. I'm going to try and pull those up. Oh, I didn't mean to delete it. Awake now. But if you want to, you can write the comments after the video loads. I'm new at the live videos, so please forgive me. It was just a way to get this done. It takes a lot for me to set up the camera and then load it into the computer and then have it load, after I edit it. And it takes a lot of time to get all this up there. Okay, angels, what final messages do you have for the divine partners on this path of ascension? What further encouragement do you have for them, or advice? I love this spread because you're really not being warned, you're being commended on your hard work. You're being commended to stay in the center of balance. Kudos again. I'm so grateful and honored to be a part of your journey, and want to hear from you about it. If you're struggling, I am doing readings starting tomorrow. I'll have to start booking for Thursday afternoon and Friday because tomorrow's already booked. Okay, so what is the final 3 messages you have for our divine partners? Sorry. Dedicated effort. Yeah, congratulations. For some of you, you want to change your focus to what this message is saying and share the love. So, now you have 3 8s in this reading. I wanted to point that out. There are 3 8s. So for those of you that resonate with numbers, you have 3 8s. You have the 8 of Cups. You have the where was the other 8? It was in a Major Arcana card. The Strength card. And then you have dedicated effort. So your angels, if that's your numbers, your angels want you to know, keep up the good work. You're doing fabulous. I want to see if I can find the book with any further messages on the dedicated effort. So just bear with me. This reading is almost complete. John Holland's book is a little bit more challenging because he put like several decks in here. Okay, so dedicated effort. Creating and maintaining satisfying relationship takes effort and diligence. You've shown that you have what it takes and that you're dedicated. Through your life's experiences, you've learned some valuable interpersonal skills. Use these tools to continue to nurture your relationships with family, friends, and your partner. It's easy to lose focus, especially when situations become difficult. However, you have the integrity and discipline to continue to work at improving your relationships with others. Your efforts will be rewarded. This is a good time to learn more about the people you're currently in a relationship with. The more you understand a person's beliefs, the easier it is to comprehend the motives behind his or her actions. This greater understanding will go far in fostering better communication. Learning new communication skills would also be useful at this time. You have what it takes to sustain positive, loving, supportive relationships. Keep up the good work. So, those of you that are not there, you need to change your focus to that. So, it's sharing with me that some of you aren't there yet. So let me just see if I can find the change of focus. That's talking about in the physical world. In his deck, this is in the physical world. So as I learn this deck, this is a new deck to me, and so I'm getting to learn it. And as I learn it, you're going to learn it with me. I picked it because I want to learn more about the heart. I want to learn more about love. I want to be able to be a vessel to the angels who want us to have more information on how to be in this ascension process in a more positive and healing way. And there's still a lot to learn. There's a lot to be in being a vessel of on this mission. So those of you that are in disappointment or loss, you got to shift your focus to appreciate. Some disappointment and sadness are inevitable. How you deal with it determines the quality of your life. It may be that you've recently experienced a loss, perhaps the end of a friendship or a failed romance. Maybe your family isn't providing the support you need, or you regret decisions you've made. Any number of situations can cause unhappiness. When relationships don't turn out the way you expected, it's natural to feel upset and hurt. However, it's not healthy to remain in that state for too long. When this card appears, it's time to put those sorrows behind you and shift your focus to what is good and positive in your life. Appreciate the people who love you and your ability to give love to others. Take stock of what brings you joy. Taking charge of your own happiness is key here. Focus on what you have and are thankful for, and attract more of the same. So, I think that's pretty clear. If you're focused, I had an opportunity this weekend to go through those energies. Oh, thank you. Well, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. I can't see your name, but I want to thank you for that. Kelsey, thank you for that. Sending you love and blessings. So share the love. So if you're in the change your focus, they're pretty clear. Share the love then. Share the love that's within you to make it stronger for you. Teach what you learn what you teach. And in this reading deck, it says friendship, celebration, rejoice, community. Good for you. So I want to talk about a few things. Share the love. I'm going to respond to that awake now because I think it'll be helpful. I want to thank you for putting that out there. Yes, you must. Yes, you must. I think that when we do healthy things like deactivate Facebook, because some of us are still in the masks. And it's so funny because I'm at my best friend's house from high school, and she's closer to the airport. I'm looking at a mask, and they put on a mask to get us to react. And that's this Page of Wands. They create these little dramas for us to be shaken up. And you're a queen, so you will no longer engage with your divine when he's acting as a page or a knight or any of the lower arcana cards or the lower court cards, because he is a king. And by activating your queen nature and saying, that's beneath me, I'm not doing it. Um, yeah, when you do that, it does something energetically for them to wake up. So I can share with you, when I kept rolling through on Friday, um, so I'm up and down the state of New York, from Manhattan, the Bronx, to a Catskill region, to the upper regions, where Ithaca College is in Ithaca, New York. And in order to go through the in order to get to Ithaca, I have to go through the Catskill region. And I got the message that he was going to choose to ignore me. While I was at my crystal store, now it was interesting, while I was at one of my crystal stores that I used to visit all the time when I was here, I met a man who pointed out to me that I have a block uh, uh, in my jaw. So my speech, now it could be because of all the years of not sharing my journey with you guys that I had this block. Um, and that he gave me some instructions on what to do to fix it. Now, he was an intuitive and he was a feeler. And he basically said that you want to clear this, because the intuition in me, although it's really powerful right now, he said it is going to just go through to the cosmos when I get this cleared. So it's going to take me about 30 days. And thank you for being with me on the journey as that happens. So he said, you're a queen, and as a queen, you take everything that the king does, and you don't ask the king any questions. The king's going to do what he has to do. So my king did things that he needed to do to plunder and to steal and to, wreak havoc and to stir the pot. He needed to do those things for his growth. So I don't have the judgment that it was beneath, but he didn't yet graduate to the king. And there's days he's a king, and there's days he's a page, and there's days he's a knight, and there's days he's a king. And he's still trying to integrate, but he is walking away from that. And you mind your own business, which was basically what you said. You leave them to God and the angels. You mind your own business. You focus on your work. You focus on you. You make sure that all of your stuff is clear. You keep doing the work that is in front of you. And then you'll see it bounce back, boomerang back. And but be where you're at. So yes, blocking them on Facebook. I did that too. I refused to acknowledge the behaviors he was engaging in because it wasn't real, it was run. And you're welcome, Kelsey. And yeah, just let him start to shed those masks. So do you have any questions while I'm here and live and awake? God does not need you. Amen. God didn't need me either, sister or brother. I don't know if you're a female or male. But yes, I think you said you were female. Thank you. I love you guys. It really means a lot to be back with you. I'll probably do more of thank you, sister, my soul sister. I'm going to do more live just as I get myself acclimated and I learn how to use this program. And I just want to do the Share the Love card for you guys. Share the love. Friendship, celebration, rejoice, community. You're entering a period of joy and tranquility. Awake now. This is for you. However, the card speaks of friendship rather than romance, suggesting that this is an opportune time to connect with friends for the time being. Let go of any desires, anxiety, or stress around romantic relationships. Instead, focus on your relationships with your friends. Turn to them for support if you need it, and find reasons to celebrate with them. Rejoice in the fact that they'll always be there for you and you for them. community is also important at this time. So we are a community and we are building. So thank you. Get out of your house and away from your own concerns. How can you positively contribute to your community? Reach out to your neighbors. Is there an activity group or support group that you've thought about joining? Do it now. This is a great way to meet new people who could turn into lifelong friends. Feel the joy of connecting with others and sharing your love in that way. So I also want to share with you, I had got a message yesterday when I was with my Divine Masculine for the short, brief time. I got a message to get booked for a wedding moving down the line. And awesome, yes. I admitted to him that I read and that this is part of what I do for a living in Florida. And just excused myself from the conversation because I saw the person that was sending it usually does a lot of bookings for me. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you were here too. It means a lot to me. So I finally came out of the closet with him that I am a reader, that I am an intuitive, and I didn't know how I was going to break the news, so God and the angels gave me the opportune time. I thought it might scare him away because he had some hang-ups about this stuff, but he was grateful that I shared that with him, and he thanked me for that, and he sent me a little Merlin that said, I love you, and that he was grateful that he didn't run away from me yesterday. So pretty awesome, pretty cool stuff. So he's got work to do. He said he's planning to move down to Florida. I had gotten word that it's 6 months for me. He got word that it's more immediately. I got word that it's about 6 months out. I'm going to continue to settle and work on a few things in Florida and build this because it means a lot to me to be an instrument for God and the angels, to bring light and empowerment to the people of God, to my sisters and brothers here on the planet. So for those of you that are still on this video, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to send them over and I'll respond. Congratulations on your first deck, and all the best with that. Awesome. Awesome. Good for you. I'm so happy to hear that. Kelsey, you had a message up here, and I don't know, but thank you. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. You'll just see. It just opens up a whole new arena of connection with the divine and with the angels and with the spirit guides, and it just activates all those things inside of you. Good and a little painful, to be honest, but allow it, because you can't have the flowers without the rain, and you cannot have the appreciation of the sun without the clouds. So those clouds are a big part of our development, and they are part of life, and a lot of us run from it. A lot of us go into addictions because of it. I have recovered from addictions. I don't know how long, Awake Now, I'd be curious if you would write how long it took for you from the time that you first knew you should do this to the time that you were actually finally reading. Because it took me close to 15 years, maybe 20, from the first time that I was told to do this work to the time that I'm actually doing it now. And then it kept coming. But my fears. So you guys have come a long way. Cards for a few days. Good. I'm going to suggest a selenite wand. Some people use a different deck for others than they do. But a selenite wand, what I do with mine is I tap it 3 times before I start a reading. I just hold the deck in my hands and I just tap it lightly, and then wave the wand around it to clear it. And I do that every time I do a reading because I want to have a freshness every time I read for people, and for you, for the Twin Flame Collective. And it helps me know that that we're getting a fresh perspective every day. You're welcome for that. Um, yeah, so I don't really have much else for you guys today. This is almost an hour. This is the longest reading that I've done that has been uninterrupted. I thank you, God and the angels, for allowing me to be here with these precious souls, my soul sisters, on this journey. I want to thank you for sharing and subscribing and liking. I do private readings if you need some guidance. You can book on here. You probably have to go to a couple of different videos to find me. Love to you too. Um, my website, which is just developing, is godconscious1111.org. I have a Facebook page, which is God Conscious Twin Flame 1111. I don't know if you can find it because I made it a private group because I want that to be an open channel for us, and I will do more live videos on there as well as on YouTube. I would like to be able to do these. Well, I'm going to stay out of it. The angels will tell me when I'm supposed to do this, but I would like to do them more frequently. And I think once I get back home, I'll be able to figure it out. I'm in a very, very sacred place right now of love. This friendship with the friend that I'm staying with is over 40 years old, and I'm just very grateful that you guys were with me. And so I will see you tomorrow. And I love you. I'm sending peace and love. The links are in my videos to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad it was uplifting and empowering. Yeah, I'll be around a lot more fluidly in the days and weeks to come. And if you have any specific questions, or I want to do a Twin Flame 101 series. I started it, but haven't finished it, on specific topics. If you guys want to share topics that we could put out there and we can do it as a group, that would be great. I had a vision to do a retreat for Twin Flames, and I have some favorites that I would invite on that retreat. I would like to do it on the beach down in the Florida Panhandle region. That was something that came to my heart as a vision, and I'm hoping I can make that happen. I'll keep you posted. I would like to make it an affordable trip for everybody. But I'm looking to rent a beach house where we can converge and really share our stories and share the love, and maybe come up with an idea to create a more community oriented, where we actually meet and greet and get to know each other and love each other and learn from each other our gifts and our talents. Yes, I will keep you posted. I'm glad I put that out there. It was something that had come to me a couple of weeks ago. The Florida Panhandle happens to be one of the most spiritual places I have ever visited. I will keep you posted. I'm going to try to keep it within a reasonable budget, as I said. So, and I'm going to try to invite other readers on the site to see if they'd be interested in doing groups and sessions for us. Yeah. Yes. Yes. It would be great to have a twin flame, those in union kind of powwow. And I would like to do one for people that are not in union powwows, because I think that we can really learn a lot from each other. I want to apologize for not doing this sooner. To myself, I do forgive myself for not doing it beforehand. Um, And I'm going to turn the camera and just kind of say a few other things. Okay. Yeah, here I am in my girlfriend's kitchen doing this. So I want to thank you again for your support. I love you. Peace. GodConscious1111.org is the website. GodConscious1111. Yeah. God Conscious 1111. Here I am. God Conscious 1111 is also the website at gmail.com. So if you want to share your stories a little bit more specifically, if you want to send me some ideas for videos, I really would appreciate them. Um, if you want to share with me how you're doing with your readings, let me know. I would love to hear about it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I am an open vessel. If I don't know, I'll send you in the direction that you can get answers. Um, so blessings of peace and love to you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day. I will see you tomorrow. I'm not sure how, whether it's live or in or in a recorded video. Sorry, I couldn't get that out. And just be loved today and spread that. Well, I'm gonna say sprinkle that shit everywhere. Had to say that. Namaste. Till tomorrow, guys. Okay, I don't know how to shut it off. Oh, isn't that beautiful, Lynn?